Hi everyone, my name is Huang. I'm a PhD candidate at University of British Columbia. Today, on behalf of my colleagues, I'm presenting our paper called Users' Perceptions of Chrome's Compromised Credential Notification. The widespread availability of usernames and passwords exposed by data breaches remains a big threat to users and organizations. Leaked credentials can cause users a lot of problems. For instance, if their accounts are being hijacked, users can lose access to their important information and may suffer from financial loss. In response, service providers started alerting users when their credentials appear in breaches. The services include websites like Having Pond, browsers, and standalone password managers. Google, for instance, alerts Chrome users if any username password pairs saved in their Google account has been breached. Whenever a user signs into or registers on a website, a pop-up notification is triggered if the credentials used have been found in the data breach. Millions of users have received such notifications, yet in the user's perceptions, especially the issues and concerns they may have, has not been studied. Therefore, we conducted an investigation to learn about users' challenges with this notification. We used a two-step approach to gather users' perceptions. First, we gathered users' reviews, feedback, comments, and support requests posted on online platforms. We employed a keyword searching method to search the Chrome Help Center using several keywords, such as password notification. We also used the Google search engine to search the web for the same keywords. We were able to gather users' comments from various online platforms. We then conducted semi-structured interviews with users who had received such a notification. The interviews served as a complementary approach to better explore users' reasons for their concerns, challenges, and actions regarding the notification. We recruited a diverse set of 22 interview participants from North America. The sample varied in age, occupation, and education level. Our results suggest that users' issues with the notifications are mainly associated with 5 core aspects of the notification. In this presentation, I will focus on introducing the challenges with these 2 aspects. Regarding Google's knowledge of users' compromised credentials, users expressed 5 concerns about it. First, users wanted more clarification about how Google knows their credentials were leaked. This perceived non-transparency reduced users' trust in Google. For instance, online comment user 41 stated, if Google truly cared or thought they were being helpful, they wouldn't go through great lengths to hide the details about their operation. We also found that poorly informed users formed a hypothesis that Chrome checks users' plaintext credentials to facilitate the notification. We then discovered that some online comment users and participants believed Google checked their credentials even if they were not saved in Google account. Meanwhile, believing Google tracked users' non-saved credentials, online comment users and participants raised corresponding privacy concerns. For instance, online comment user 244 stated, getting the message about a breach might seem helpful, but considering how the warning came and what Google has to be doing to issue the warning, it is just creepy. Last, several online comment users disliked Google checking their credentials without asking for consent first. They felt like that they had lost control over their own data. Next, I will introduce the challenges associated with the action recommended by the notification. Upon receiving the notification, users are recommended to change their passwords right away. However, we found users had many challenges with this recommended action. We'll introduce 3 of the challenges here. First, online comment users and participants wanted to know if it would be a significant risk if they decided not to change the passwords. They also wanted to know if there could be other security problems by not changing the password. The risk level was perceived as helpful for users to decide if it is worth making a lot of efforts to change the passwords. Participants wanted more clarification about why changing the password is the best practice and what risks would be avoided by doing so. Such information could influence their risk management behaviors. For instance, participants stated, "I would like to know if the best you can do is just change passwords." We also discovered that online comment users and participants' lack of motivations to change their passwords. They argue that the notification alerts them about something that may not happen, such as account hijacking, so they tend to delay or not take actions. Now I will introduce some takeaways from this study. First, critical information about a notification was perceived as missing or not easily accessible to users. For instance, information about the data breach in which users' credentials were leaked were perceived missing from the notification, and users were unclear about how Google learns about their leaked credentials. We therefore suggest providing essential information about the notification to users, perhaps in a layered form. A layered approach can potentially enable the notification to convey a large amount of relevant information to users without overwhelming them. Also, with all the relevant information linked directly through the layered approach, users could find answers to all their questions without asking for help somewhere else. Another potential advantage of this layered approach is that it may benefit different types of users. Each user could decide how much information they would want when learning about a notification. The second takeaway is that users face many challenges in understanding the notification. Their lack of knowledge may result in misinterpretations, and users may develop misunderstanding of certain aspects of the notification. To better help users understand the notification, we suggest correcting users' misunderstandings by providing detailed explanations. For instance, instead of saying that Google does not access users' plain text passwords, the notification can focus on clarifying how Google learns that users' credentials were leaked without accessing their credentials. The next takeaway is that instructions such as changing passwords were not being helpful. Online comment users and participants experience many challenges regarding taking the recommended actions. To better help users mitigate the risk, we suggest that more explanations should be provided in the instructions. For example, to justify the necessity of changing the password. Specifically, we recommend explaining why it is necessary to change the breached password, but not the username. What risk can and cannot be mitigated by this action, and what risks the user may face if they do not change the passwords. Some users' privacy and security concerns were related to Google. They criticized the company for having too much control over users' data, not being transparent about managing users' data, and facilitating scams. We therefore suggest to give users more control over their data. For instance, users could be given the choice to select and dislike accounts that they want to receive notifications about breaches. In summary, we discovered that users' challenges with Chrome's compromised credential notification were associated with 5 aspects of the notification. We therefore made a suggestion to improve the design of various aspects of the notification to support users in better protecting their online accounts. This concludes my presentation. I'm more than happy to answer any questions now.